Good morning. My name is Aubrey Foster. I'm with the Cup of Joy International, and it's good to have you on our broadcast today. I want to talk to you today about transparency in our series on emotions. Being transparent, being open. Now, this is something that's very difficult from us. It sort of springs out of the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve, and after they had disobeyed God and sinned, they made fig leaves to cover up. And God came in the cool of the evening in the garden and asked Adam, he said, "Where art thou?" Now, he wasn't asking Adam what tree was hid behind or what bush he was under. He said, "Adam, what's happened to you? This has been a time of fellowship where I would come and fellowship with you and Eve and talk with y'all talk with me, and now that no longer happens." Now I want to ask you a question. Let's just be honest for a minute. Are you a transparent person? Are you a person that is open and, you live your life as an open book? Let me ask you another question. When was the last time you went to church on Sunday and you heard the preacher get up and start confessing? I know it happens. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but it's few and far between. Most preachers are not transparent. They're not open. So today I not only want to talk about transparency, but I want to illustrate for you transparency as it relates to your emotions. This past Wednesday, I really got upset. I was beside myself. Stayed that way all day long up until bedtime. You say, "Well, Brother Aubrey, what got you so upset?" Well, I've been posting these videos now for about 12 weeks, I believe. Just little short videos, some of them 8-10 minutes, some of them 15, and I have gone as long as 20-21 minutes because I let the time get away from me. And it's just a simple little teaching video, nothing I didn't think would be too terribly offensive to people, but anyway, I was looking at my calendar on my phone, which I very seldom ever look at unless I have a doctor's appointment to check and see, well, what doctor am I supposed to see and what time and that kind of stuff. And that's about all I use my calendar for. And I noticed on June the 8th, which was my anniversary, that there was something posted on my calendar and the prints were small, so I have to enlarge it before I can see it. So I hit the little button to enlarge it and make it big enough where I could see what was on there. And it was a post on there, and it appeared to be from Facebook. And this post was telling me that I could no longer post my videos on their site. Well, I thought, well, now, isn't this a hoot? I don't hardly see how this is right. Everybody else in the world can post whatever kind of video they want. And you're telling me I can't post my little teaching video? And anyway, I read it 2 or 3 more times, and I said, well, this is not from Facebook. Facebook would not send something to my calendar, and even if they did send it, they would clearly own up that it was from them, and this just had the appearance, the fragrance of being from them. So I read it 3 or 4 more times and began to notice. I said, well, this is about something with an alumni. The only group that I post to that has an alumni is where I went to college. And so I said, well, maybe it's from them. So I went to their site, and a little small group site, and there's not many people in the group, a couple of hundred maybe, because it was a small college. And I began to read, and I come across, I said, well, look at here. This is who must have posted that thing. Trying to tell me I can't post to their site no more, and said I'd been banned and had my name on there. And boy, it just really upset me. Well, why wouldn't these people contact me in an appropriate way? I give my phone number out, I give my email out. If they wanted to contact me, they could contact me and tell me, by way of a private email or a private phone conversation, as private as you can be in our system today, in our society today. But no, they chose not to do that. They chose, for whatever reason I'll never know, to post it to my calendar, where it was just amazing that I even found the post. But anyway, long story short, I got upset. boy, my emotions just really got stirred up. And I didn't just stay stirred up for 5 minutes. I stayed stirred up all day long. Well, I got ready to go to bed that night, and the Lord just sort of gently spoke to me and said, Aubrey, isn't this what you've been teaching about, that your emotions ought to be under control? I said, yes, sir. He said, well, it don't appear too much that yours are under control right now. It sounds to me like you kind of got things out of whack. Huh, I did. I mean, I had it big time out of whack. That just upset me. And I got to thinking about it. I said, first of all, I shouldn't get all upset about this. It's just a minor little deal. If it was a Christian university. It's closed down now, but it was. It trained preachers, and I enjoyed my time there. I'm glad I went there, and I'd recommend it if it was still open to anyone. But for that group to say that you can't post a teaching video? So I wrote them a note. I said, well, what if I sang a gospel song? Got to post that. Of course, they never responded. As a matter of fact, they hadn't responded to anything I sent them. Wish they would. But irregardless if they were right or wrong, I was definitely wrong. And this morning I decided to teach on this. How can I teach you? See, folks, you say, well, Brother, why you want to expose yourself? Because I want you to understand that I face these things just like you do. I mean, I'm no different. My emotions can get out of check. They can get out of control, and that's exactly what happened to me here. I mean, I was, you talking about, even my wife told me, well, baby, go calm down. Go pour some water over your head or something. I mean, I was upset. I dare them to say that I can't teach on their site. Well, the fact of the matter is they have a right to do that. It's their site. They have formed a group, and it's a closed group. So they have a right to say that. Now, does that make them right in saying it? No, it doesn't. But was I right to get upset? No, I wasn't. I remember one time it was Christmas. We were living in Zavala, Texas, and our kids were small, and I brought them in our van. We had a big old van, and I brought my kids Christmas shopping. I forgot why Sherry couldn't go, but anyway, she didn't come. And we pulled up to at the red light, and it was Christmas time and a lot of traffic, and there was traffic coming in from the right, and one guy wanted to get a big long line of traffic and long line behind me. And the customary thing to do is let one in, and then the next driver lets another one in, and the next driver lets another one in. So I was going to be nice like everybody else, and I was going to let the guy that was there waiting, let him get in front of me. Well, I noticed when I was sitting there that the guy behind him, the second car in the line, he was planning on coming in there too, and I held up my hand. I said, no, you get behind me. Well, boy, when that light changed, here he comes. And he darted out in front of me, and man, you talking about, I just lost it. I took off behind him. I had a van with a 350 engine in it, had a good bit of power, and I laid on my horn, and I chased him down the road, and he turned in. I reckon he was scared. I don't blame him. He might have been scared too. He went in behind the big old shopping center. I chased him all the way around that thing, blowing my horn at him. My kids hollering, Daddy, 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 stop, stop, stop. Well, I finally stopped. But boy, you talking about a fella having his emotions out of control. My emotions were definitely out of control. And so, transparency is good. To be open is good. I'm not perfect. I never have been. I mean, you know anything at all about the Foster temper, you go ask some of us and you'll find out we got a fiery temper. Well, over the years, the Lord has worked on that in my life to get that under control, and guess what? He's still working. He's still working on it. trying to get me where I'll be nicer and won't get so upset. And so I decided to teach about that. Adam and Eve, when they sinned, it said they made themselves some fig leaves to hide, to cover themselves, because they realized they were naked. What do you do when you realize you're naked? I don't mean naked in that you're exposing yourself. I mean naked in the sight of God and in the sight of others. I believe that one of the lost principles of Christianity today is that we have lost the ability to be open, to be transparent. We think it's more productive and that it's better if we hide who we really are. Now, folks, the Bible declares that we are sinners. All of us. All have sinned and come short of the glory of God. All of us have missed the mark. Me and you and everybody else. Even your husband and your wife. They've come short. Even your mama, bless her heart, good as she is, she's come short. She's come short. See, aren't you thankful today that when you come short that you can confess, not just to God, but to others? How can I teach you without being open and transparent? How can I do it? Can't. And so this morning, this is my confession that my emotions really got upset this past Wednesday. Now, before I went to bed, I repented and I got things straightened out with the Lord. I still haven't heard anything from the alumni group. I've sent them 2 or 3 messages. I instant messaged them, but I've gotten no response. When I do, I'll ask them to forgive me. I shouldn't have got upset with them. If they don't want my teaching videos on their site, well, so be it. I won't send it to them no more. It ain't no big deal. It's just really not. I remember one night at Zavala, Texas, we was having a big